Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to Homework 2.1, Absolute Value and Comparing Integers. If you've watched the video, you may go ahead and check this. If you call me for help on any problems, you may also check that. Remember, your end of unit grade in your packet will kind of be based on how many times you've done that. So if this is due Monday, you may use calculators, but you got to show all work. Number one, it says write an integer for each situation. This is a profit of $12. Your answer here is just going to be 12. You can show work by saying, hey, I know profit means I'm working with positive. Don't say plus 12, just say a regular positive 12 and circle your answer. Number three, it says evaluate each expression. Remember, the absolute value of a number is just the distance from 0. So the absolute value of 11 is simply equal to 11, and that's your answer. For number 5, it says the absolute value of negative 5 plus 8. First, you have to figure out the absolute value. So negative 5 is 5 spaces from 0, and then you actually have to do the problem. So 5 plus 8 equals 13. So again, for 4 and 6, you first want to figure out the absolute value. Worry about order of operations over here. But then go ahead and do the addition, subtraction, or division. Number 7, it says Miss Green raised $4,763 for the local charity. Find the opposite of this integer. You want to find the opposite of this integer. So right now we have a positive 4,763. The opposite of that would be negative $4,763. So almost, instead of raising money, it's like she lost that money. Number 9, a vegetarian recommends that a beagle lose weight. A beagle's a dog. Write an integer to describe the dog losing 15 pounds. So again, losing 15 pounds, and you just want to understand that, hey, losing, I know, is all about a negative word, so this is negative 15. Nice and easy. All right, let's go to the back side. They're a little bit more challenging. So it says circle the largest number. So we're comparing here, right? It says the absolute value of negative 45, which is 45, versus 6, right? And so obviously the larger number is 45. Number 3, circle the smallest number. Notice how the wording changes. So make sure you read. This one said largest number. This one's the smallest number. So this is a negative 2.5 versus a negative 1.5. Remember, the further left you go, or the more negative, NEG for negative, a number is, the smaller it is in value. So again, between negative 2.5 and negative 1.5, negative 2.5 is more negative and therefore smaller in value. So writing this like I did is showing work. All right, circle the smallest number again. I read the problem. I'm looking for the smallest number. First, I need to say, okay, I got the absolute value of 34, negative 34, which is 34. It means negative 34 is 34 spaces from 0. I have the absolute value of 25. Which is still 25. That means 25 is 25 spaces from 0. And I'm circling the smallest number out of those two. It's 25. All right, put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Again, I want to make sure I understand what the question's asking. It's from least to greatest. If I were you, I would convert all these to decimals, right? So I've got 8.3, that's 8.3. I've got negative 2 1/3, that's negative 2.333 repeated, right? I've got the absolute value of 9.5, that is positive 9.5, and then I got 0.6. So if I want to put these in order, the negative would come first, because that's my smallest number. It is the least of anything. Then I've got 0.6, that's got no whole numbers, it's close to 0. Then 8.3, and then 9.5. That is in order from least to greatest, the negative as we get more positive. Okay. Number 9 says put in order from greatest to least. So notice how the problem has changed. I want from greatest, the biggest, to the smallest. So again, if I were you, I'd change all these to decimals. So negative 4.666 repeated. The absolute value of 4.5 is just positive 4.5 because it's 4.5 spaces from 0. And then the absolute value of negative 5 is simply 5. So if I put these in order from greatest to least, the biggest number is 5, then 4.5, and then negative 4.666. That's my smallest. I could also double check this by putting everything on a number line, right? Here's my number line. Here's 0. 5's over here. 4.5 would be right in front of it. Negative 4.66 would be like over there. And look, this is from least to greatest, but if I do it backwards, 5, 4.5, negative 4.66, that's from greatest to least, which is exactly what we have. So that's our answer right there. Sorry, circle your answers in these problems. Right, make sure you show work. Call me if you have questions.